Alright, welcome back to part 2 of Dante's journey, where we're finally going to talk about his awakening. You see, after losing the fight with Virgil and getting stabbed by his own sword, something awakened within Dante, that being his demon powers. And when Virgil initially saw this, he was down to scrap even more, but Arkham was just like, hey, you know what, let's hold off on that and continue the plan. So Virgil retreats and Dante wakes up and he is mad as hell. But with Virgil being gone and Dante being angry, he decides to search for Virgil in the only way possible, by descending the tower. But not in a normal fashion, no, by jumping off of it. But in the midst of jumping off, Dante does get eaten by a whale. That's when he kills the whale, gets out of it, and meets Lady. They start fighting demons, and then Dante leaves Lady with a heap of demons so he can go find Virgil. Dante then once again works his way up the tower and meets Navon. He beats Navon and turns her into a devil arm, which ends up being a guitar, which is pretty unique amongst all his devil arms. But after beating Navon, Dante found out that he was stuck because the bridge that he needed to use to get to his brother needed a power source. Dante then works his way down the tower, finding the power source, and that's when he encounters Beowulf. And when I tell you this man Beowulf was putting the hands on Dante, he was putting the paws on him. It was to the point where Dante thought that he would lose. Luckily though, Dante cut his eye and Beowulf couldn't see him anymore, relying on his nose. The room that they were in smelled like smoke and ash, so he couldn't find Dante there, leading him to leave and find the blood of Sparta elsewhere, which led him to Virgil. After Dante took his 5-minute breather from that fight, he picked up the power source and made his way back up to the bridge, powering it and finding Virgil in a room. Dante sees that Virgil had killed Beowulf and turned him into gauntlets. The fight then begins, which is swiftly cut short because Arkham decided to intervene. And with Arkham's interference, the doors to Nirvana opened and the power of Sparta spread. This led to the tower collapsing and Dante falling to the bottom. He then fights Lady because he told her, hey, you can't handle that anymore, so I'm gonna deal with your father. He then works his way back up to the gate of Nirvana and encounters Arkham using his father's power. So Dante gets to fighting. He's in the battle with Arkham when Virgil appears and decides to help him out. Because one thing Virgil can agree with Dante on is that if anyone's gonna have the family's power, it's gonna be them. Dante and Virgil defeat Arkham by doing it in the most sickest way possible, lining themselves up with each other and saying jackpot like they said when they were kids. After the defeat of Arkham, Dante and Virgil have one last battle to decide who gets to wield the power of Sparta. And although Dante won, he then again feels lost once more because his family is no longer around and he doesn't have anyone with him. And that would wrap up Dante's younger days. So yeah, no, that's really about it. Hope this was helpful to y'all. And tomorrow I'll be going through Dante's depression arc. So yeah, no, that's really about it. So yeah.